What's up, guys? Welcome to another TalkingBull podcast. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We're here to bring you your weekly nerd news and talk some bull. This week, we're just going to talk about all kinds of shit because there's all kinds of shit and nothing happening all at the same goddamn time. It's one of those weeks where we're like, what's news? I don't know. Not a whole hell of a lot. All right, so we're going to start off with a fun topic. The Office children's book, because that's where I'm going. That's what we're starting.
I want this book.
I do too. So
I want this animated show.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Fuck the book. Give me this animated show.
Yeah, NBC is putting out a book. It's a children's book featuring kids' versions of the Office characters. It's going to be published by Little Brown Young Readers, which it looks like that type of thing based off that picture.
Yeah,
and. It's going to be released on October 6th for the show's 15th anniversary.
It's called The Office, A Day at Dunder Mifflin Elementary.
Yeah, I like that. Geared towards young readers, but
October 6th.
Yeah. It's a kid version of Michael Scott clad in a suit. He's working up to world's best line leader. It's basically, it's just going to teach kids how to be, not assholes.
Horrible people?
Not little horrible assholes. But I really like the idea of this book. I think it's really funny.
I want this book.
I do too. I think it's freaking hilarious that they made this into a thing. And so there's the cover and stuff like that. It looks so much like them.
Yeah.
It's just I love that there's Michael Scott in his suit at the thing. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to see how they do Dwight and Jim's fucking pranks and stuff in a little book. And I hope this leads to more stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. I want an animated show of this.
Yeah. Can you imagine how well this would do?
Yeah, give me an animated series of them in grade school. Yeah. Or preschool, whatever and stuff. Yeah.
When I saw this, it reminded me of a lot of, remember in we were younger, but in the 80s and 90s, where they would take rated R movies.
They make a children's show out of it.
They did with RoboCop and Rambo and what's that mutant thing? The Toxic Avenger. Mm-hmm. And then they made kid shows of them and then a whole line based off of those things. And it was Chuck Norris movies. And it's what? At least this isn't as bad as that. Yeah. But as soon as I saw it reminded me of that. Mm-hmm. It's taking something that's meant for adults and just gearing it towards kids who we're gonna buy this book. But I just love this. It's age appropriate for everyone. 15 years anniversary of The Office
since it started.
Yeah, and I'm I watched it year 10.
I watched it 3 years ago.
Yeah, and then 5 times since then. But yeah, 40 pages. It's only $22 Canadian. You can order it right now off of whatever website this took me to. It's their website. It's their website. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that idea of that. When I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna tell you about that when I see it. But I like it. We'll see what World's Best Line. I want. Do we have so let's just say they make this into a thing. Do you have all the actors come back as their voices?
You get some of them, but even not. I mean, it can still work.
Just watching little Michael Scott trying to do stuff.
Yeah,
it's oh man,
being the line leader or the best kid in class.
And plus, it's animated, so you can just add more.
You can go zany. Yeah, you can go more wild with it.
Just everything Dwight does already, just to the 9th extreme. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that would be great. I would love that. We got our Freeze and Catwoman for next season's Harley Quinn, which starts in April. Which cool. I haven't finished that yet.
Got a couple to watch. No, Alfred Milana. Well, Selena. Santa Lathan will provide the voice for Catwoman.
I don't know who that is. I know who Alfred Monroe is. That's cool, though. I'm interested to see their takes on it. Oh, I know who this is. I've seen her a bunch of shit.
Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's in a whole bunch. She's like one of those actors. Yeah. She does voices, but I think she's Cleveland's wife.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. She was in Love and Basketball.
Just click on Cleveland show.
Characters. Oh, voice cast.
Donna.
Yeah.
Donna Tubbs.
I thought so. I missed that show.
What a good show.
It was.
I saw something brief, just scrolling through the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
Early stages of maybe another Simpsons movie.
Ooh. I wonder if that's why they're putting a Simpsons short in front of the new Pixar movie.
Maybe.
On Upward? Yeah, Upward is it Upward? Or Onward? Whatever. I like that movie. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're putting a Simpsons short in front of it.
Maybe.
There was also a big thing where Harry Shy? What the fuck his last name is? Could be leaving.
Yeah, he's the one that's always
trying to leave.
He's the one that's been wanting to leave for 4 years, and then they just give him more money, and he's like, okay, I'll stay.
His big sticking point now seems to be he's not allowed to work elsewhere. But I'm like, haven't you been? I don't.
How is that true?
Yeah.
And just rework that and be like, okay, we'll let you work elsewhere.
Yeah, because like they
can't. Yeah, you can't only work for this one show.
Yeah,
like they can't make you do that.
And I'm like, if you sign that contract, that was really stupid. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I really like that Harley Quinn show.
It's hilarious.
It's really
so
good.
Fucking funny.
Yeah, got Harley Quinn right.
Have you seen Birds?
No. Kind of Funny did put it at the top of their in review series.
That made me mad,
and I'm really mad. I haven't
made me mad for two reasons. One, I find that hard to believe. Two, having not seen it, I didn't like that I was spoiled that they think it's the best one already. You know what I mean? Like
because the way they do
because the way they did it. So I watched like Batman v Superman, and then I think that was next.
Yeah.
Or maybe Wonder Woman and then that. Something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so that... Because I didn't watch that review. I skipped it and went to the next one. But then I seen where they placed it. And I was like...
I hadn't watched the end of a few because I forgot where I was. So I just started the next one. And then finally with Aquaman, they told me the list. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that is a shitty list.
It's a horrible list. But...
they spent the entire time like shitting on Aquaman. And I'm like... I really liked it. Aquaman was awesome. You guys are like way off board there.
I'm listening to that one right now.
Yeah. I just like, and then like, I know they already hate Shazam, a movie I actually really liked. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, their rankings are fucked. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you guys put Birds of Prey as number one? I don't have any hope for that movie.
No.
Although I did see
Neither
Sonic.
Did
and that was really
anyone
good.
else.
Yeah. No one else saw it. People like Sonic though.
Yeah, Sonic did very well.
I actually really enjoyed it. I was kind of surprised.
It looks good.
It was actually good. I even laughed at that elevator scene that I shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in the context of the movie. It plays better than just that one negative scene. And it was like a fraction of a second. In the trailer, it's just horrible because it's like the one joke they hit on in the trailer more than anything. But in the movie, it actually plays well. But yeah, the whole movie as a whole was just, I actually really enjoyed it. And someone's out there like, hey, how can you say Birds of Prey is terrible if you haven't seen it, yet you shit on Sonic and said it was a good movie? How are you going to flip that? I'm like, because DC has a track record of has a shitting, terrible, horrible track record of shitty movies.
I'm not basing it off of what? I'm basing it off of trailers, and I'm basing it off of like
any
things that I've read about it.
Has no idea what they're doing.
And it's just like, this didn't seem like a good idea from what I've read. Even people... I read this article and it said like it could have been a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
You could have even named it Birds of Prey if you wanted to, which is confusing as shit because no one were Birds of Prey. But like there's 4 characters in this movie that you could have just named other characters and not have used.
One of the YouTube comments I read in the
Black Mask. He could have just been Gary Joe, just a gangster, you know? Zaz, the same thing, just his bodyguard.
Yeah.
And same with Renee.
Yeah. I read in the YouTube comments on the kind of funniest thing was like, how can you name this the number one movie where it's like there's no character arcs and none of your characters are accurate to what they're supposed to be? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, That makes sense.
But I think I'm curious to see what they all individually think of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I want to watch Birds of Prey and then see what they have to say about it because like they're like way off the fucking reservation when it comes to the same review. Like I knew they were gonna hate all the DC movies, but like, and I'm like, the thing that I think that annoys me the most is they all love the Fast and the Furious. They praise it as like this great fucking holy grail of franchise with its stupidity. Yet they shit on DC for when it tries to do something different and it's batshit insanity. And Tim made a point. He was like, well, at least Fast and the Furious knows when it's being stupid and accepts
I don't believe that.
And I'm like, no, they don't.
They
do not think that at all. You are incredibly wrong with that opinion. They think they are making a great fucking holy grail of cinema.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Aquaman knew what it was trying to be and did what it was trying to do. Mm-hmm. Is Aquaman perfect? No. Is it better than most of DC's offering? 100%.
Best one.
Same thing with Shazam. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aquaman, honestly, best one. But that would have, just because, oh man, ranking DC is so hard because a lot of it is just so bad. Like, the first one on your list should be Justice League, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Batman v Superman should be right up there, but it isn't. And that's a problem. Like, those two would be, like, near the bottom of my list. Well, Suicide Squad would be at the very bottom. But I think it would be, like, Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman, because the last 25 minutes of that movie is straight up garbage.
I recently rewatched it, though, and I was, like, bored.
Yeah, I can understand.
Like, it didn't rewatch well.
Yeah.
Where I would 100% put it way lower. Like, it would be under, it would be under Batman and under Man of Steel.
Wow. See, then my next one would be probably be Batman v Superman just because, like, certain aspects of that movie are fun. Then Man of Steel, Justice League, and then Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how my rank.
I would have Justice League ahead of Wonder Woman.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. And I would have Wonder Woman lower.
You see, Affleck this week was talking about, like, along with, like, everything that it was going through, was just talking about how, like, they should put out the cut, the thing. And then Greg talking about the Snyder cut and how much, like, they did cut out of it. And I was like, holy shit.
None of that movie is what we see as, it seems like not a lot of it.
Apparently not. No, apparently not.
And because there's been times where I've read things where people ask him, oh, how about this scene? He's like, that's not me.
So how much of this fucking movie did they reshoot?
Seems like a lot of it.
Like
almost what we saw for the 100 hour and 59 minutes is all reshot.
Apparently.
Like, yeah.
It's still probably a better movie than Snyder's Cut.
I don't know if it would be a better movie than that.
Well, I mean, trying to fix 3 movies ahead of it, you know, but like, the thing that annoyed me the most is when they shit on that rooftop scene, which is the best movie in all of Justice League with Batman, where he's actually being Batman. Mm-hmm. That made me mad. Honestly, I just was like kind of done with their whole review series when it came to this. The one movies I was actually looking forward to them talking about, I'm like, well, I guess we're on to Bond, which I know Nick loves, so we'll be okay.
They're just doing the Craig ones, right?
Yeah. Gives me a reason to watch them again. I haven't watched Quantum of Solace since it came out. I think I know how their rankings are going to go on that one, but we'll see. We shall see. Speaking of Warner Brothers and movies, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, because this is what they got out of the random name generator, because this is a really lazy title. I actually forgot they announced it. Have you watched Red Son yet?
No.
Yeah, neither have I. It came out this week. I haven't watched it yet. The movie will focus on a host of DC, but from both Justice League and the Dark, as they face off against Darkseid and his minions. And then we got some cool pictures. Still looks kind of like...
same 52 here.
Yeah. I'm like, has there been a build up towards Darkseid with Justice League Dark?
No.
I'm trying to remember the last one. It was just Justice League Dark, right? Where they took on something?
It was just Constantine and Batman.
Yeah. And now they're just bringing them all together?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm fine with that. I still really love these movies. Like, I like that they gave Jerry O'Connor more stuff than just the Superman movies. They're like so old. That's the one movie you could give him. I've never even heard of this one.
Yeah, the other one I've never heard of in Stand By Me is like from 35 years ago. I'm sure he's done something else.
And this Omar finally got new stuff as opposed to just thing. And like Rosario Dawson got Josie and the Pussycats. But at least they gave her Sin City.
They should have put fucking Clerks too.
Yeah, that's what I would have put. And then Shamir Moore got SWAT and Criminal Minds. And I'm like, all right, well,
I'll give you Criminal Minds.
Yeah, and like the Flash didn't even get one. They didn't say who the Flash was.
Yeah, there's no voice for it.
And like Rebecca Romijn got one, and Rainn Wilson got one. I am not a fan of his Lex Luthor though.
I've gotten used to it.
Yeah,
it's not the greatest. 25 Candyman. The Flash will voice the film's villain Darkseid.
That's
cool.
About that. Yeah, we just talked about that before we went live. We were talking about that. Okay. I'm intrigued to see how they do this. One?
They do 3 a year. I think it was some Batman one.
Probably. That's what they do. Yeah, did they announce it? Because these are the 2 for this year, right? So far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Man of
Tomorrow. What's that one? Oh, it was earlier as a Superman. Oh, I guess that could be okay.
It's a comic book.
Is it? I've never read it. Is it anything like fucking the other Superman one that's just I hate the fucking entire art style of?
Which one? The animated one?
Yeah.
All-Star?
Yeah. I fucking hated that movie.
Yeah, that one wasn't good.
Superman has like a really bad track record of things. I still haven't watched Hell to Pay yet.
I tried to watch that so many times and just I couldn't get through it. Yeah. So I just was like, I'm done with this one.
Like, they have a real, like, my problem with DC's animated ones is they have a really good track record compared to their live action ones. Because the rest of them suck. Like, you got War, you got the Flashpoint Paradox. Batman vs. Robin was not that good. Gods and Monsters wasn't that good either. But like the Killing Joke, I liked. I gotta finish versus Teen Titans. Never finished that one. Yeah, because there's Dark, and then it went to Judas Contract, Harley Quinn. Gaslight was awesome. The Death and Reign of Superman was sweet.
Those were good.
Fatal 5 sucked.
Yeah.
To the point where we were fucking confused as all hell how that movie worked.
It, yeah.
Hush was good.
I haven't seen Bloodlines.
You know what? I haven't either.
I haven't seen Bloodlines or obviously Red Sun just came out.
So does that mean they're doing...
Bloodlines was last year.
Oh, was it last year?
Yeah, it came out.
Oh yeah, it came out
October 5th,
okay, that makes sense. And then the first one would be Red Sun, and then War coming up this week.
And then Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
And then at Comic-Con they'll announce next year's 3.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, yeah. All right then. Yeah. Red Sun looked good from the trailer. They do a really good job, anyways. I'm not like. It seems like every I don't know, 4th or 5th one is bad. That's not bad batting average. I do like that they're kind of not just doing Batman ones because that was the thing for a while.
Yeah, a lot of
Batman ones. I would like them to do another Green Lantern.
I think there's talk that there was another Aquaman one. And maybe Lantern.
I'd like another Aquaman one.
Maybe those are the ones for next year.
Yeah, more of like just their own single stories would be nice. Because
next year I would like 3 because you do 3. Give me Aqua, give me Flash, give me Lantern. Those are your 3 heroes.
I think they always do one team up one.
Skip it.
I'm okay with it.
They're not good.
I'm
tired of seeing the Justice League. Justice League and they go to the grocery store.
Yeah, basically.
We're getting you're doing too many of these.
Jafar gets glasses kind of thing. Yeah. I would really like a Flash one. We haven't gotten a Flash one.
No.
Like
we got Flashpoint, which was,
but it was more leading into his own thing. I would love a Flash one where he takes on his rogues.
Yeah,
like that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of Flash stories you could do, tons of Green Lantern, and tons of Aquaman you could do. But yeah, I would love that. Just maybe a different one, or even like you could use the Teen Titans again.
They do that one a lot though too.
Nah, they've only done a few. Well, now they have, because the Teen Titans are starting to pick back up and they have Titans and everything. But for a while, we didn't get anything. I'd like them to see maybe use the Legion more, like a better Legion one than we got. Would be kind of nice. But yeah, we got the official title for the. It's so weird to see threequel as a written thing, especially because you just call it the third one.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Dominion. Is the next one.
Odd name. I mean, it's just, did you just like pick that out?
Oh, it's random name generator. Right?
Oh, okay.
Because you had Jurassic World, then you had the Fallen Kingdom, and now you have their Dominion over us. Because they're dinosaurs, and you can't fight dinosaurs, even though you have the army. I'm very intrigued to see about this movie, because they're bringing everyone back. Everyone's going to be in it. And from the look of it, it'll be like the Jurassic Park last one for a while, maybe. And then, like, how do you, like, you're going to have all these dinosaurs on the mainland, and what, you're not just going to shoot the T-Rex with rocket launchers to kill it? I mean, that would be my response to it. But that would be a quick, short movie if, you're just going to kill them all with the army. But, yeah, it's underway. Showed you that Rumble trailer. That looked fun.
That looks fun.
It's like it's a monster movie, but like instead of the monsters being all terrifying and trying to kill humanity, they just made a wrestling league for them. And I like the idea that like they just built these giant arenas for them.
Yeah, when you see the ring in the start of the trailer, and then you see the size of the monster walking down like the catwalk or the street, even because he's outside, he looks taller than all the buildings.
Yeah,
I'm like, so is he getting in that tiny ring? Like, how does this work? And then he gets in it, and it's still, he fits in it perfectly, but that's not the same size that he was. It's just, that part was a little like,
but it's also really jarring because you're like, oh, it's a wrestling kind of movie, but then you see like a shark fin above the like a little bit of the building, and you're like, okay, and then he gets in the ring, he's this giant sharktopus thing that glows. You're like, okay, cool. And then they got, we figured out it was Will Arnett. He's supposed to be like the next contender, but he's like, he's the bum, basically. He's like lazy and out of shape, and I guess this girl's going to train him to become the next champion. But I really like that idea. It looks like a fun movie. How much did that pay that guy to go, let's get ready to rumble? Because last time I heard, it cost a lot of money to pay.
We're going to get charged because you just
said like, I cannot believe that he was able to copyright that, and if you use it, you get just... I'm going to mute that one when I put this out. Ridiculous. Tiger Handheld. Hasbro owns Tiger now. Because Hasbro apparently in the 90s and the 2000s just bought every company they could. They're bringing back some of the LED handheld games, which I guess is a fun novelty idea. I can't, like, I don't know. It's just a weird.
They gotta be dirt cheap.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, that's really weird. So you, it's really weird.
Wait, scroll down. I saw the price.
No, I know. I'm just gonna go to the.
I think it said $49.99.
Was it? Whoa, that was a lot of money.
A little more. Oh, 14. Okay.
So they're $14.99 each. It's gonna be the X-Men, the Little Mermaid, Transformers, and Sonic 3. You can pre-order them. They're supposed to come out in August. I mean, it's a fun little thing for like $15 if you just wanted something really stupid. But I do like that they're the ones that they already had out. They're just kind of.
I think I had this X-Men one.
I remember using one of them, but I don't know.
I also had a Street Fighter.
Yeah,
I had Street Fighter.
I had one, but I don't remember what it was. But they made a lot of them because they were super cheap.
Everyone had one.
And they're the
Grocery Kid had one.
They're
like it was called Grocery Boy. Like,
they're like they're just so stupid, but I love it.
I had a Street Fighter, and I want to say this X-Men one.
I had a few.
I mean, it was just It was
when you were younger, man.
It was just
something
fighting.
Yeah, it was something to do, and like
especially the fighting ones. I don't know what the Sonic one is like. Was it a side scroller?
I have no idea.
Because the background didn't change, right? Like he couldn't.
No, maybe they just changed the platform as he moved.
Maybe I don't know how it would have worked.
It's still crazy. Also, they're bringing this back for the new collection, and this one has a stand. And that made me really annoyed, because I'm like, why doesn't mine have a stand?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the new one looks like. And the blade glows.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, fuck you guys. I was really mad. And then, yeah, they announced, like, all of these new figures. Oh, you know they have the DC animated figure line?
Mm-hmm.
They're adding the Batman Who Laughs to that line, and the toy looks like he fits in that animated universe. It's crazy.
Of the animated series?
Yeah, it's a crazy looking figure because he still looks like that Batman, but in the animated style. And I'm like,
can you show it?
Yeah, it's actually.
Was it on here?
It was on here somewhere. I actually closed it, but it could be gone. Oh, let's just look it up. Should come up when I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I even go that.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. I thought that maybe that would
Yeah, why don't they show me a full picture of it?
Come on, DC. This is actually DC's website. Like, what are you doing?
Just click on images.
Yeah.
Not that one. That's the same fucking. It's the DC one.
Oh, there's something close up. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah. I saw that and I was like, that's pretty sweet. They're adding some other ones to that line too. I don't know what other ones there.
Businessman.
Yeah, Businessman there. But yeah, they added a bunch of figures to this line. I just thought that was cool that they added because it's such a weird figure to add to that line.
Yeah, nowhere near the show.
Yeah.
30 years later created.
Yeah,
but we're gonna put him in that
because you can see he's got the Joker smile.
Yeah, he has Joker's
and
face,
he's got that
texture
build.
and stuff in the build. Yeah,
I thought there was more in that line. Yeah, they added a whole bunch to the line.
Callan, Hush, Thomas Wayne as Batman.
Yeah. This is the undead ones.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Red Death one? But yeah, they just added a whole bunch of figures to that line, and I thought that was a pretty cool looking one. I guess they haven't showed off the other ones yet. DC's got a lot of lines going. It's kind of crazy to think about how many they have.
They got about 5 G's worth of lines going.
So speaking of 5Gs, DC did some stuff. That's the cartoon music.
Mm-hmm.
I got distracted. So DC has decided their plan that we talked about a while ago was really stupid. So I think a few weeks ago at this point,
maybe only a week.
Maybe a week. How do you pronounce his last name? Because I have no idea. Didio? So DC Comics fired Dan Didio. Like last week maybe. I'm not sure, maybe. I don't know. My timeline's all skewed. But a lot of it had to do with this 5G thing that they wanted to do, clashing with Scott Snyder, and just overall this dumb plan he had that everyone said was stupid, including us vaguely when we talked about it because we didn't know if it was actually true. Turns out it is, and it's a really stupid plan.
And it's as dumb as you think.
Yeah. So
Scroll down. Does it have the generations here in this article?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the original one. It has it. So Dan's plan, well, great in theory. Is otherwise kind of stupid when you think. Yeah. So we'll explain the generations, but I'm going to explain why this is stupid when but kind of makes sense. So you have characters that don't age, and
is that really a problem? Is that something that they sit around the desk
no one thinks
and goes, everyone who reads these books keeps asking, how come Batman isn't 94 years old?
But that's what Elseworld stories are for.
Yeah, but this has to stem from somewhere.
They just wanted an event, and that's how it stems to me.
Because do they sit around and say that though? Like, or are there people that, first of all, are there people who still read fucking comics and go, why isn't Batman 94 years old?
They must not, because I don't. This is.
Why would
rarely
you?
Comes
if
up.
I read comics, I never go, oh man, I can't stand reading Batman or Cap or Iron Man because Tony should be 113.
Yeah.
How can I still buy a book when he's in his 30s? You want the
characters to evolve and grow. That doesn't necessarily mean Peter Parker shouldn't be like a high school student still. You can age him up a little bit, kind of thing, and then erase his marriage with a deal to the devil. But, I don't know. I don't care that Superman's not 130, that Batman's not dead.
Yeah.
I understand their thought process of wanting to do this, but in terms of, comics now are not just comics. They're used to, also use different media to transcend media type of thing. So, the basis of what you're trying to do is, let's say you have your Superman comic. You want people to read a Superman comic. Or Batman. I'm going to use Batman because this makes more sense. You have Batman comics, right? You're trying to sell Batman comics. You already have your fans that have Batman comics. You want to bring in new readers. So let's just say you have your Batman movie coming out. Well, let's just say that person wants to be like, oh, I want to see more Batman stuff. Or you're like, well, here's a Batman comic. You hand them that comic. It's not Bruce Wayne. It's not anyone you've ever established. It's some other fucking random guy. Why would he want to read that comic? He sees the character on the screen. He sees the comic, the cartoon, the games, the toys. They're all based on these characters, Bruce Wayne and his cohorts. Why would you want to pick up a comic with this other guy who is not Bruce Wayne or anything you've ever just seen to the same extent? You're trying to get people to come into this by showing them other media. To have that be opposite of what you're trying to do is really dumb. So let's just say new reader picks up this thing that they want to do, reads all about it, goes to see a Batman movie. You're like, who the fuck is Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
It's the same correlation. It's just backwards. And this plan is really stupid because, the whole point of trying to get your characters to be the same characters is show you can have them different places without it. If you want to tell another story, you have the Elseworld, you have your other sidelines, you have all these other ones, but your main core characters should be your main core characters and not just doing it because you want kind of an event kind of thing. And that's all this stemmed of me was they just wanted to shake things up for the sake of shaking things up. And when your industry is already on shaky ground to begin with, this is really fucking stupid. And AT&T and Warner Brothers and DC all agreed that this was a really dumb idea. I don't know, if they weren't paying attention. Let's face it, they probably weren't. Mm-hmm. They probably weren't paying attention when he was like, we're going to do this. And they're like, it's DC Comics. Go fucking do what you want. We're not paying attention. Mm-hmm. And then someone was like, do you know what he's doing? And they're like, no, what's he doing? And then they told him, they're like, whoa, that's a terrible idea. Stop. We have huge properties right now that we're trying to bring back from the brink of, just shit. And to just, you have Batman coming out, brand new Batman property you're trying to get off the ground with an actor who everyone still sees as the Twilight Kid. You have a Wonder Woman movie that you're hoping does well. And whatever you have in the pipeline that we don't know about yet. Plus, cartoons and toys and games.
Even all these new toys. They just put out all these new lines from, Farland and the other guy. And, it has Bruce Wayne as Batman. not this other guy.
No.
It has Clark as Superman, not his son John.
And like you figure like these toys and movies and games, they all have to be planned out way ahead in advance.
Yeah.
So to like launch this new event that like technically you should plan out in advance, but you could change more easily and delay. This is really stupid. On this, and I think that's what they're doing, because this plan is astronomically stupid. So what they want to do is they want to
it says right here, it says DC will no longer be attempting to modernize key comic book events to account for the fact that their characters don't age. So if an event occurred in the 50s, 70s, or 90s, that's where it took actual place. By events, and certain characters will be firmly planted within their respective generation. Generation 1, the emergence of a Wonder Woman, the first superhero during World War I. Generation 2, the first appearance of Superman. Generation 3 is from anything from Crisis, which was 1986, to Flashpoint 2011.
By the way, really long fucking...
Generation 2 is huge.
Yeah.
Generation 2 runs from 34 or whatever all the way to 86.
And then 86 runs all the way from 86 to 2011.
And then, I guess 2011 to now is like the current real world timeline, which is Generation 4. And Generation 5, no one gives a shit about because it's the Legion of Superheroes, and that's set in like 3053 or whatever it is. Yeah. No one fucking matters anyways. But, fuck, that's dumb.
Yeah.
So me going to the stores I think this is supposed to hit in October.
The first thing is supposed to come out for Free Comic Book Day, which will explain the groundwork for G5.
I think G5 is in October.
Yeah, it's right there. The first overhaul, it's in October.
Yeah. So come October, I'm going to go to the comic book store if I can even find one that still exists, because they're all closing because print's a dying medium.
Well, that's online, right?
And buy a Batman book, and it all of a sudden won't be Batman.
Yeah.
It'll be someone else. It won't be Batman. It just won't be Bruce Wayne.
Or any of the established characters.
Yeah, it would just be whoever it is. I don't know who it is.
This is, without a doubt, the
dumbest,
stupidest plan I have ever seen.
Yeah, this is
and we're talking like Marvel Now, Marvel New Now,
Marvel New Now.
All that shit we've made fun of for the last 3 years. This
DC went and tried to top it.
This is dumb. Because at least Marvel Now...
I didn't want to bring this up, but since we're talking about... Did you see the thing about AT&T wanting to sell?
Yeah. There's a rumor that they might get rid of it, and everyone's like, oh, Marvel will buy it. I do not think that's a good
I don't think they'll sell.
I don't
think they'll buy it. And
you know why?
And then I had an idea, though. I was like, do you think they could buy it? In the sense of, like, it goes to that whole, like, trades commission things. Like, can one company own most of all the comic books?
I think... Not even comic books, but I think you have to think of, like, one, they wouldn't sell it because you think about it. Let's just say they want to sell it, right? I don't think they would. The property behind it.
Oh, the money and everything behind
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and the entire, like, DC comic catalog. That is...
You wouldn't want to sell it. No, I understand you wouldn't want to sell it. But just in general of the whole Marvel buying could Marvel buy it? Could Disney buy it?
I don't think they could. I don't think they could.
I don't think you can
Even with, like, Image and IDW, they're not high enough. Are those the same things? No, they're not.
No,
they're not. They're not big enough of an entity to count as, like, a big thing. Yeah. I don't think the trade commissions would let them buy DC
Comics.
Even though they're spinning off DC from, like, Warner Brothers, I don't think they would let them.
Yeah, just the only thing I could see them like I don't think they would put.
The only thing I could see them letting them do is if they let them publish the comics. Like, they still own the property.
Like Warner Bros. Owns it, but they
DC would just I don't know, because maybe they don't want to touch it. They don't want to be bothered with it, but they still want to own the property. Mm-hmm. They would just be like, fine, have your division that clearly still wants to do comics, print them, and write whatever. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I could see them doing, is just renting the comic division out and not having to deal with it. But, there's no way in hell they sell that.
No.
I think that was just some rumor someone started because of what they just wanted a rumor that week. We see that all the fucking time. There's a fucking rumor going around today that Henry Cavill is going to play Wolverine. And it's going to be in Captain Marvel 2.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and it was like, that is the dumbest rumor I've ever heard. And if it comes to fruition, I'll eat my words. Mm-hmm. But, like, why is Wolverine debuting in Captain Marvel 2?
And it being Henry.
Like, Just come on, guys. But yeah, like I can't see them selling that division because like Batman alone is got to be worth a shit ton of money.
Oh, for sure. Warner Brothers wouldn't want to not.
He's the only character that they can make work.
Yeah,
on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
He's dark and brooding. Got it. Do everyone that way. No, we did that. But yeah, no, I can't see them selling that division. This whole plan is just asininely stupid. Like, how, oh man, there's no way this works. Like, at least Marvel now was trying to push their characters back and make more characters come to the forefront. Mm-hmm. That was whole Marvel's push of like, we're going to have our big guys in the backgrounds. They're still around, but we're going to have like these new characters kind of to introduce to new readers, to have new stories, blah, 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 blah. And everyone's like, yeah, but we don't care about that. We want to see the new one, and then Marvel backed off immediately and brought all the characters to the front. Mm-hmm. This is DC going, no, we're not even going to do that. We're going to skip all of that and just introduce brand new people for the sake of why not?
Yeah.
But like, what?
But what I'm not understanding is, how will this work when it comes to reading? Like, are they saying that Generation 1 through 3 has already happened?
Yeah.
So they're only going to be printing Generation 4 books?
Yeah, apparently.
So like, yeah.
And how does that work with everything that's going on right now? Because one of the big contention points was like Metal that's going to happen right now too. Snyder was like, keep Batman out of it. Keep my Batman shit away from your shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how can you do that? Like, I understand they have stories going on concurrently with normal stuff like that. But this isn't one of those things where it's like, oh, Batman's off doing his shit.
Well, no, because Batman would take place in the 40s.
That's what I mean. Like, none of this shit correlates.
And Metal would have to be taking place in 45.
Yeah, and Metal is supposed to be taking place in, like, August or whatever. So, like, between the end of August and, like, October, you're just going to end every storyline you have going for every storyline. Yeah. And then just immediately jump to all these new characters.
Yeah.
And like, what, are they going to launch with new number ones? This is your new Flash. This is how it's going to work. Just the sheer stupidity of that.
And
you have storylines that have been going on for like years and planning and everything now. You're just going to stop all that shit dead track to jump them, age them up, get rid of them, and have all these new
Bruce
people.
Would be dead.
That's my thing. It's like, that is just beyond stupid.
Yeah, and that's what I'm not getting that. So come October, they would only be printing Generation 4 or 5 books.
Yeah.
Because 4 is current with the new characters or new people playing the characters.
Yeah.
And 5 is in the future.
Yeah.
And everything before October, like September backwards, has already happened. And we're never going to touch that shit again.
No.
And the current stuff that's happening, like you said, with Metal, would just have to end in September.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't end, it's going to be fucking confusing because it doesn't make sense. That why is there 2 Batmans now?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, and again, all the Batman stuff would have had to take place in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, and none of it matters. That is just really stupid.
Well, the 30s to the 86 Batman was. Yeah. But he wouldn't have been alive in 86.
No.
Like, he would have died in 70-something. Like, if they're making this real.
And you wonder why they were like, this is stupid. Because this is real. This is just, like... So, comics alone, you have next year Batman coming out in the summer, right? Mm-hmm. You have Wonder Woman coming out this summer. You have a Harley Quinn show with all these characters in the current formation. Season 2 is going in April. You figure if their current timeline, that puts season 3 probably almost the same time as this debuts, give or take. You also have...
Have you seen these?
Yeah.
I like it.
I do too. I'm trying to avoid any of that stuff until like you see it. Because a lot of people were like, oh, it looks terrible, blah, blah, blah. Talking about the leaks of the set stuff for... the Batman movie coming out. I don't know. If it's like it's fine. It's a stunt thing with like you don't see everything. Like and they're like, oh, it takes place during the day, and I'm like, what? Because you can't digitally change it tonight. Like they changed the sky in Justice League to orange. Like, yeah. But yeah, I was fine with it. I don't know. This is just I cannot. Like, what are you thinking? Like, why would anyone greenlight this as like a good idea? I don't
know.
I just
stupid.
like if I was like so what are you gonna do with like? You're just gonna move all your writers and all your things and tell them to write brand new characters?
Yeah.
Who they've never written before, have no idea who any of them are, and we're just gonna introduce a whole.
They get
new
to make
slate.
them up. Yeah, they get to make these characters.
They're just gonna look like generic copies of the ones we already have. You're gonna write brand new origin stories for everyone.
Villain and heroes.
Yeah. Not only do you have to make new heroes of
Batman's villains would all be dead too.
Yeah.
He couldn't be fighting the same villains.
So they just talk about they were like, we're not sure how well Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and let's say Aquaman titles would sell out. Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, Diana Prince, and Arthur Curry. Yeah, not only just based off those ones alone, you have to go in there and write brand new origin stories for all these characters, make us like the character, and then introduce a whole new slate of villains they have to fight. Mm-hmm. Are you fucking kidding me with this?
No.
And how are you not going to do this and not be
and not just recreating the same characters with a different name?
Yeah.
Like, you can't make another Penguin. You can't make another Riddler. You can't make another Darkseid.
Yeah.
You can't make another...
And you can't use the whole, it's their kid bullshit either. Because you know that's what they would do for, a third of them. Mm-hmm. There's a reason these characters are the way they are and have their things the way they are. You cannot just do that. Yes, certain characters they've introduced, like Batman Beyond, prime example, right? New character, new thing, has new villains, has some old villains. They made it work. Mm-hmm. There's some of them they make work. But you cannot do that with your entire core Justice League of at least 7 people.
Mm-hmm. Or with everyone. Everyone you've ever mentioned would not be here in Generation 4.
No. And from the looks of it, it sounds like they're just going, so even if you're like, well, why isn't Nightwing Batman? Well, because he's dead too.
Yeah, exactly. He would be 65.
Yeah.
He'd be too old to be Batman.
And so what?
Bruce
how many of these
are
going to be kids of the kids of the kids?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I got to live up to my great grandfather, the Batman. Come on. And it's just not. You have to write an entire new world.
Yep.
From
scratch.
3 months. Because let's just say, whatever books they have, are you going to go on hiatus? Are you going to stop printing books?
No.
So you're just going to what? You're going to, let's say this was, what comics come out? Friday? Thursday?
Tuesdays.
Let's say Tuesday, October 2nd is when new books come out. What about the week before? Is that the end of the line for the series? Do you have a series finale and then just go right into the next book?
Well, I mean, kind of like in 52 when they jumped to 52. They did stop for 2 weeks. There was a gap.
Yeah.
And then or something like that.
And we all know how that went over.
And then 52 launched.
Hey, DC, you already did this. It was called 52. Did it work?
Mm-hmm.
No. Because they went by the same fucking things they always do. We're not going to do huge events this time or crises. We're not going to do that. They launched one a month later. And they were like, oh, well, now we have to, and they were just using the fucking basis of these characters. 52 was what Marvel did with the Ultimates, but instead of making a new universe, DC was like, oh, we'll just erase the old one. And then within, 5 years, even less than that, they were like, this isn't working. And it wasn't already working before that because they already fucked up everything and tried to change it mid-fucking thing because they realized how bad 52 was. 52, I guess, great idea on paper, really bad in implementation. This is even worse because now you're not even using the template.
Good on paper.
At least 52, you could take the entire DC universe and all you kind of had to do was revamp it and make it new. And that's what they were trying to do, right? They were trying to modernize the characters with this. This isn't modernizing them. This is just wiping them out completely.
Start fresh with new characters.
I can't there is not enough creative mind in this. He did. Dan did.
He can't be the only one that has said. This isn't he can't. There has to be a committee of some other people that were no, this isn't going to work. And he's just he can't just be the only person that said yes and be
if he's the editor in charge, I get he's the guy in charge who says this is what we're doing.
Yes, but that's just a poor system.
And that's why they fired him. And now,
but they should have fired him a year ago when he started this, not 3 months ago.
I'm telling you, they didn't notice until right now when they did this. Like I said, they were probably just they didn't care what was going on over there. They had no fucking clue. They were just like, okay, you guys are printing comic books. They're not doing as well as they're doing. We're trying, blah, blah, blah. You got your digital books and whatnot, too. All right, we're making a little bit of scratch off of that. That's fine. And then someone was like, hey, by the way, this is what Dan wants to do. And someone's fucking draw hit the floor. You know more than him got fired. Because someone was like, why didn't you tell us this like 6 months ago? Yeah. So, now what are you going to do? Are they going to go through with this still? Are you going to do this, but just then, wipe it out immediately? It's fucking March. This shit's supposed to happen in fucking October. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
We'll see.
Because, this is clearly already planned out and thought. Are they just going to, now they got to come up with something else?
Just scrap it and keep going with the stories.
This is just holy hell. And they already have people working on this and doing it and blah, blah, blah. I want someone to leak all this so I can see what they were trying to do. I would love to see their 5-point
We're going to see what it is, though. Because they're not going to scrap it.
You don't think they're going to scrap it? I think they scrap it.
I don't think they
I think that's what are this? They're this is really stupid. This is just a really stupid plan. I cannot believe someone was okay with this. And everyone just went along with it. This is the stupidest idea. This is worth in the Dark Universe idea. I'm trying to build a Universal Monsters thing. This the first emergence of a superhero is World War I, and then that story, and then Gen 2 was. It's just it makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, so Wonder Woman goes from 14 or something, 17 is World War I until 34.
Yeah,
she's just by herself.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing she might live a little bit into the 50s because she's superhuman, so she can stretch a little bit into Gen 2.
But even if you think about history-wise how these characters work, that means none of them interacted. What the hell is Crisis then? What the hell is Flashpoint? Because if she's around during World War I and Superman doesn't come out until after that.
Yeah, Superman doesn't come out
and then Crisis takes
34.
place in 86.
Yeah.
How the fuck does any of that work? Where's Batman fit in all this?
I'm telling you, Batman does not make it to 86 because Batman dies.
So what the fuck was the point of Flashpoint then? These timelines don't fucking make sense.
Well, Superman and Wonder Woman could meet up in the 60s or maybe even make it to 86 because they're superhuman. They can live longer. Bruce, straight human being. He's 30 when he becomes Batman.
Yeah.
In 34. He's dead by 75.
Yeah.
He's just, you know what I mean? Yeah. He doesn't make it to 86.
What the hell was Flashpoint then?
There's just no Batman in it anymore.
Batman is one of the key catalysts in the second part of Flashpoint.
Not in this storyline.
Crisis on Earth, Infinite, the Flash doesn't make any fucking sense in that either.
Flash appears... it depends on what Flash... Each one is taking place... So Barry only premieres in 80s.
Yeah, it just...
So Barry makes sense, but...
None of the emotional weight or any of these characters are going to make any sense with this new comic.
Pretty much the cover, when you look at a comic cover, and it has the year, it says the year that... Yeah. It says October 94. It was October 94 when this story happened.
So it just makes all of those events and everything that happened just absolutely stupid. Because none of them make any sense then. Mm-hmm. Batman or Superman dying... The fall of the Dark Knight, none of that shit makes any sense if you think about it. So what, Bane just broke the bat of an 85-year-old man? Well, of course he did. Yeah. Of course he won that.
A good gust of wind could have snapped it back.
So how does Batman Beyond work in this? You know what I mean? It's just, none of that, their whole timeline, and just based off what we're seeing here, makes no fucking sense in the slightest.
Well, Batman Beyond would be a Generation 3 book. Because it happened in the 90s, between 86 and 2011.
You just think of all the shit that went on after Crisis between that and Flashpoint. And they were just that's one timeline. That is one whole thing. And then the current world is so that's right now.
Right now, 2020.
So that's the Batman Who Laughs, all that shit?
No. Batman Who Laughs it takes place in Generation 2.
So what's happening right now? If we're going into...
We don't know yet. Current real world timeline will premiere October.
But I thought the whole point of the Gen 5 was
Gen 4 will premiere October.
So why is it titled Gen 5? If Gen
5 is in the future.
Yeah, but it's titled G5.
Yeah, because there's 5 generations.
Yeah, but if the books are going to be titled G5, that wouldn't it be the Legion books? Not G. Wouldn't it be titled G4?
For the Legion?
No, for like the books they want to put out, right, with the new characters.
Yeah,
that would be Gen 4 right now.
Yeah,
but they're calling it G5.
Yeah, because they got a future one, which is Legion.
So it would be Detective Comics G5 Detective Comics. Wouldn't that take place in the Legion timeline? Not right now.
No,
because they're titling these things G5.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they be called G4?
No, because they made 5 generations. There's always a future book. They have a future book even now.
So what? Your Batman's going to be G4 Batman?
Batman would be whoever it is.
Yeah.
Like, let's go with Superman. We know it's going to be John. They've said that. It's going to be his kid. John is the new Superman. So it will say Superman #1.
Yeah.
And it's going to have John in it.
But it would be titled G5 Superman.
G5, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. If it takes place now, it should be called G4. Batman.
Maybe, the whole thing is called Generation 5.
But if it's called Generation 5, it should be about Generation 5. You know what I mean? Someone's going to go pick up that book and be like, oh, I'm reading about G5 Superman. No, you're reading about G4 Superman.
Yes.
That's stupid too.
Well, it will maybe on the cover it will have like a G4 also.
This cover is just going to have a whole lot of the whole cover is just going to be like Superman, G5, but really G4, but it's not Superman. It's a new Superman. It's his kid, even though that doesn't make sense because if it's kid in the current timeline, but right now somehow it's his kid, but Batman's kid isn't Batman. It's a new Batman. What's the other kid doing? Oh, wait, he died. That doesn't make any sense. How the fuck does this make sense?
None of it makes sense.
Exactly, right? You think, so if Jonathan is Superman right now, wouldn't that make Damian Batman? No, because if you think about it, Batman would have had him like 94. That would make Damian like 87 or something right now, just off bullshit math. So how is Jonathan you know what I mean?
The only thing that it would work is that, again, Jonathan might not age as quickly as the other people, much like Superman and Wonder Woman would age as fast as
But even humans. If they, Generation 2...
Damian is only human.
But that's what I mean. But, so what's Damian doing right now?
Damian doesn't exist. Damian's dead.
That's what I mean. You have a book right now with the Super Sons.
It gets canceled.
But, that timeline, they're young together and their dad is Batman and Superman, right?
Yeah.
This new timeline where everything gets skewed to the right thing, that book no longer makes sense.
It would never happen.
Even though it fucking makes sense in their timeline. You know what I mean? You're taking stuff that exists and just...
Well, no, because they're gapping. There's a gap from 2012 until current that doesn't exist anymore. All those books get wiped out.
Why would you do that, though?
Because they're stupid. But from 20, that's what it says. It goes up to 11 and then current. So they're saying, from 2012 until 2020, or let's go 2012 to 2019, all those books, throw them out.
So you're going to throw out, let's say, because you're going to throw out at least 8 years of history for what purpose?
Yeah. All those books from 2012 to 2019
you've just erased, that erases metal, which is going on right now.
Yeah.
Or going to be going on right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Why are you erasing 8 years? What is the soul? After Flashpoint, we got one of the best Superman stories with it, the merging of the two Superman, him coming back. Why are you erasing that? All of fucking the Clockwork stuff. Why are you erasing that? Yeah. That was supposed to be that Manhattan theoretically supposedly created the DC universe as we know it. You're just erasing that.
Yeah.
So who created the DC universe now? You know what I mean?
God.
You're just erasing. Why are you erasing 8 years of books so you can fit some bullshit narrative?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Why are you
all those? Unless, because this says the current real world timeline, which would be now. Let's just go 2020 as a whole.
Yeah.
Even though it's in October, we'll just go 2020 as a year. You're erasing from 2012 to 2019.
Yeah.
All those books are gone.
So, and then what? You're gonna tell 8? You know what they want to do? They want to have flashbacks. Because you have that 8-year gap now, right? Now you have 8 years of stories to tell in between. And it's like
that are new.
First of all,
but they won't involve the characters.
Exactly.
We know,
That's what I mean, right? They're gonna write backstories and have like, it's so fucking stupid.
Because like the Batman would be like the fourth Batman.
Yeah.
So in those 8 years, we could see how he took over from the third Batman.
Yeah. So, and you're telling me everyone just keeps figuring out who Batman is to have like Batman stuff, or does he just make himself the new Batman? Why does he get to be the new Batman? What, like, because normally
maybe it's like
the kid of the kid of the kid.
Well, no, but like even like Miles.
Yeah,
go with that. Spider-Man dies. Maybe he finds out it was Peter. Maybe he doesn't. Whatever. But he just figures out like I can do this, so he just puts on.
But like, what gives him the right to be that character? You know what I mean? Like a lot of these characters, they're introduced and like they have their mentor. They talk to their mentor. Miles knew who Peter Parker was. Blah 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 blah. You're telling me all these characters just suddenly like you'd have the same thing we had with the Batman thing, where Batman died and everyone wanted to be Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Jason was like, I should be Batman because I'm the better Batman. What makes this fucking Joe Schmo the new Batman? You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
that's what they'll tell you in the story.
I don't give a flying fuck about that.
But you're asking the question.
I'm not going to read it.
Tell you why.
I'm not going to read it. Like, it's... And no one's going to want to read it.
No. No one wants to.
Like, there's a reason we want... Like, right now, Batman's going through this crazy storyline that's actually amazing. Like, the whole Bane Gotham War... They're trying to grow Batman up. They killed Alfred. Like, he's with Selina. They may have a kid.
Yeah, she might be pregnant.
They may erase all that when he leaves because apparently they don't like a lot of stuff he did in that Batman book. But, like, you're having these characters grow and evolve.
It doesn't matter, though. In October, all that...
That's what I mean. Like, you're erasing...
2012 to 2019, wipe it. Never happened.
Wiping continuity is really dumb. Like, I understand, like... You try to... Like,
unless you place 2012 and 2019 and you individually grab each character. So let's say you take all the Batman books ever written from 34 until 2019. And you say, theoretically, all these books happen from 34 to 79.
You know what? This seems to be exclusively a DC Comics problem. You never see Marvel have this problem.
Well, they've tried it. They have the same bullshit.
But it feels like they ignore continuity. We're like, yeah, this stuff happened, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Or they might reference it. DC's problem is they try to connect constantly try to acknowledge it, add to it, and do it. Like,
and just make a next issue.
Yeah.
Just make the next book.
Like this, they try to tie everything in their crisis events, right?
This goes back to like, why is them not aging even discussed? Yeah. Oh, our characters never age. Who gives a fuck? They want to read Bruce Wayne's stories.
It's like the same thing with Flashpoint, though. They were like, "Oh, we have too many universes and blah 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 again." And then like with Convergence, they just brought them all back again, anyways. Mm-hmm. Why does DC care? At one point, they have two. Who the fuck cares? Just have them.
Just make a new book.
Just make a new book.
And if you don't want to touch that universe, stop making books, and no one will fucking know.
Exactly. They made one Kingdom Come book and then just left it alone.
Yeah.
And then he shows up whenever they have a crisis.
Yeah.
Like. Just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've already established that, like, you have multiverses. The whole... What are you looking at?
Time?
Right there.
Oh, okay. 103?
Yeah. When I looked at it, we were at, like, 40 minutes. We've managed to call this thing stupid for about 35 minutes now. It's just... It's really dumb. And erasing continuity and constantly trying to reference continuity is just stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, stop it. Like, just make your stories. You don't have to constantly reference everything. I don't see the point of doing that.
No,
changing everything to put it in a neat little timeline where, of course, it doesn't fucking work. Like right there, Crisis on Infinite Earth was 1986.
Yeah,
that was 32 years ago. Like, stop trying to fit that in with Flashpoint, which happened 8 years ago. Like, you can't have these stories correlate because they don't.
Mm-hmm.
The world has changed. The characters have changed. People have changed. The writers have changed. Your company has changed fucking hands. You're now owned by a goddamn phone. Like, you can't, like, you just stop. Make your books. Make your thing. You want to reference Flashpoint?
They're filming season 2 already.
Yeah, I'm with that. Like, if you want to have Flashpoint referenced and work, fine, do it. It works because it wasn't that long ago. Trying to tie it into the whole Crisis thing doesn't work. Like, just make books. Yeah. And not this. Don't make this.
No one should make this. No. Someone needs to stop 5Gs.
Like, You can make alternate books. They have Batman Earth 1, Superman Earth 1.
That's what I wanted to read. Remember they were supposed to do the Earth 1 for Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Got scrapped.
Yeah.
Because that character is going to be retooled to be Generation 4 Green Lantern.
Ugh.
It won't be Hal. They'll tweak his name, but that. Or you know how like the Earth ones give like an origin story, and it's all like kind of new and different, and they tweak things or whatever, modernize it.
Yeah,
they're gonna but in the Earth one, he would have been Hal.
Yeah,
and they've scrapped it. They're gonna use the same basis of that story, Earth 1 story, and change it to fucking I don't know Jake Summons or whatever fucking name. Or whatever they want to call him, but it will be like that's what they're going to use to make.
The only character that works for is Green Lantern because the Green Lantern just gets a ring. Like it could be fucking anyone. Yeah, like you know, they have 6 Green Lanterns on Earth right now. Mm-hmm. Well, not on Earth, but like they have a shit ton of them. I don't understand why anyone thought this was a good idea. Someone would have been like, "Hey, this is what we're doing." I'd be like, "You're a fucking idiot." There's no way this is a good idea in any way, shape, or form. I would have told him 52 was fucking stupid too. And I did. Like that one guy who was like, where's Wally? And now Wally's a god. I don't. Oh, have you seen this bullshit? The Friends stuff? Everyone's super excited for the Friends reunion. It's going to be on blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, it's an unscripted thing. I'm like, they're just going to sit around and talk about the show.
Yeah, it's just a retrospect.
Like, who the fuck cares?
And it's only 3 of them from what I read.
All of them are on it. Yeah, all of them are on it. They're all going to sit down. They're all getting paid a shit ton of money. They're like, oh, it's an unscripted thing on HBO. Everyone's like, yeah, the Friends reunion. They're back. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're sitting down talking about the show.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
Mm-hmm.
The reunion show should be them in character where the characters are now and what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if they're sitting down and talk about that.
Yeah,
they did that already.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares? We know what they did. They had a great time filming a show for 10 years. Everyone had stuff. And dude did a lot of drugs, and that's why he's fat in one episode and skinny in another one. It was terrible. He's clean now. But it's just like, who the fuck cares? Mm-hmm. Like, I want to see the show. I want them to do like little 5-episode miniseries to see where all these characters are now and erase Joey from existence. Because that show was terrible. Yeah, no, not the actual character, the show. But like that's what I want to see. I don't give a fuck if they sit down and talk about it. I'm not gonna watch that. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Mm-hmm. There's a reason I don't watch retrospectives on DVDs or like featurettes and shit unless it's cool visual effects ones. They want to make a commentary for Friends and put them all in the episodes. I might watch that. That'd be funny. But like, yeah, I don't give a like. I don't know why everyone was so hyped. Everyone was like, "Yeah, Friends are back." I'm like, they're not though.
Yeah,
they're
doing an interview together.
Yeah, they're gonna sit in a studio, have an interview, and talk about the good old times of 1994, where no one knew to wear a bra. Anyways, guys, that's been this episode of the Talking Bull podcast. We'll be back next week with more nerd news, and hopefully DC figures out what the hell they're doing on any medium, because apparently they have no idea.
Yeah, even HBO Max is fucked. They don't know what a reunion is.
Or anyone on the planet.
Get them a dictionary.
But we'll be back with our Gen 3 of our podcast, where it may be someone else and it may not be us.
It'd be hilarious. We bring in 2 people to be the new host for this show.